online Final Boss Funko Pop purchasing. It's
Grown
not
men
going well.
buying toys. Come the fuck on. Grow up.
Welcome to That Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome to That Wrestling Podcast. The good bad guys of wrestling podcasts are back, talking all things of the week that was in professional wrestling. Jason and Kevin are here with me this week. Joe taking the week off. And fellas, we are in the fallout of WrestleMania week. WrestleMania broke all the records for every metric of every WrestleMania. Let's put an official bow on WrestleMania. We'll type a few things now. Jason, I want to start with you. And for those who he's smiling already. For those who didn't watch or listen to our night 2 reaction pod, which we filmed moments after Mania ended. Jason at the time, he probably, you saw maybe like the last half of Cody and Roman.
10 minutes.
So he still 10 minutes. That sounds about right. So he still had to watch the rest of night 2, which I thought by itself a top 5 Mania all time. And before we hear your thoughts, remind you of a text that you sent us 8 a.m. on Sunday. If tonight is a letdown, I may need a break, like Brian with me or Facebook. Well, Jason, at least you are here. So does that confirm Mania Night 2 was not a letdown?
Well, before we get to me, Joe, the reason he is not here, sources are saying he is still waiting in line, online, at WWE shop for that final boss Funko Pop. So I think that's why he's my sources are saying.
Yeah.
So in the past 4 days, I've kind of mourned about Roman losing. And I've realized...
Was it like this now?
Immediate reaction podcasts are not my thing. Me responding after events, it's not a good look. Now, 4 days later, I have watched most of night 2. I didn't watch the street fight because Snoop Dogg doesn't speak English, and that drives me. And I have not watched Bailey and Io yet just because I've run out of time.
Okay.
Now, I watched the full main event. It was good, and I'm going to stand by my statement the other night that if it was the current guys that have been screwed over by the bloodline, I would have liked that more. I don't go back to go forward, and I would have preferred Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn would have been a huge part of helping bring the bloodline down because he spent so much time trying to do that and leading the charge. So, look, night 1 was not good. Wasn't. Night 2 was really good. That's what a WrestleMania is about. And honestly, I don't know, we've said it a bunch of times. Not everybody needs to be on WrestleMania.
I was thinking that too.
I don't know if I wanted 2 nights. Now I know that's what it's going to be forever now, but like, can you imagine what we got for night 2? And you take out the street fight, okay? And you add Becky and Rhea to that. And maybe the 6-women tag with Bianca, Jade, and Naomi versus Damage Control. That should have been the one-night WrestleMania. I can't think of anything else from night 1 that was like, oh my God.
Gunther Sammy was my...
Yeah, okay, yeah, throw that in. That can make it a 5-hour WrestleMania. So, like, I just, like I said, man, overreaction podcasts are my thing. And I live the kayfabe life, man. You know that. And I just want I don't know. Now the WWE documentary about how all of this came to be, it was supposed to come out on Wednesday. We're recording on Thursday. I haven't had time to look today to see if it has come up. But I will watch the behind the scenes of how the main event came to be with Dwayne returning. But like I said, I think I would have rather preferred current rosters coming to make the save. And really, the biggest thing of why it drove me so insane, the swearing, to which led to censoring of the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
And
I know you're not. You are budging on that one.
Bad person about that. I don't think that makes me the worst wrestling fan.
No, not at all. My sources have just messaged me the documentary on how the main event came together is going to premiere right before the Vlad doc.
I'll say that's a double feature for me.
Meaning it's not coming out. It was a joke.
It's not coming out?
No, it is coming out. I was just teasing Brian on the Vlad doc.
You know how long I waited for that. Yeah, that's where he was going.
Jay, I hear you with the reaction pod. So I went back and watched Sammy and Gunther. That's the only match I went back and watched night one because it had a sour taste in my mouth during that pod. I think just because the rest of the night was lackluster. I enjoyed it 10 times more on that second watch. I enjoyed it the first night too. I think it was just more shock.
Yeah.
I appreciated it a lot more. I'll rewatch everything, but I hear what you're saying though, because you feel the emotions, and Brian and I were really drunk that night one. So I probably need to rewatch night one. Maybe I'll enjoy it a lot more. But
I loved the Priest cash in.
Yeah. I don't know if we really even talked about that on night two, because it was the first thing of the show.
And Priest could play the Undertaker role going back 2 weeks on this show.
Yeah.
I think Priest, if they were to recast the Undertaker role, I think Priest would be a good person for that.
He's got the look and he's got the voice too. He's got that real dark voice of I'm Damian Priest. Yeah, so there's something there. But you're right, Jay.
Wearing the purple and black at times too.
Yeah, he's not far off.
No.
I think you're right as far as you talked about, like, boy, if you took night two and you add a couple pieces of night one, holy shit. I don't think there's ever been a time, is what I think we said, there's been 4 of the 2-night manias. Now, there hasn't been a time where we go like, they were both so great. Inevitably, one ends up being better than the other. Yeah. It is what it is. Like you said, it's not going to change. They might keep that for a long, long time.
Well, they will.
Yeah.
For one reason.
Thanks, dollars.
The money.
They announced over 200,000 people for the 4-day event. Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
The only thing that's going to change is the stage is going to go smaller. It's going to be a very small entrance, and then they'll go up to like 280 for a 4-day or something ridiculous. Like, but no, Jay, I'm glad you watched primarily, the full event of night 2, and you're very optimistic. It's nice. It's a nice way to see.
It's funny how many casuals reached out to me, or casual people that I came into, run into. Biggest thing that caught the casuals' attention: the greatest rapper alive.
Oh, I did see that a couple of times too.
Everybody thought it was Eminem. Z. Obviously, we saw Lil Wayne the Friday night before on SmackDown, but it was good. If you want to hear more about it, me losing my mind, and walking off on Sunday, I walked off. I had to go.
Yeah. It's all right. It was a big night. I'm glad you were enjoying wrestling, just like we like to say on this show. That was a night to enjoy wrestling. So, Kevin, I turn it over to you. We spread out the WrestleMania picks over the course of 2 podcasts because of the late edition matches that were added in that last week. Tell the people how the picks shaked out. How did everybody do?
I did. I'll give some shout out picks, and then I'll kind of go through who won and stuff. I want to give a shout out to Jason.
Yes.
You did successfully pick Sami Zayn where everyone else picked Gunther.
You did.
That is a shout out pick. Shout out pick.
I'm the man.
Barbara Ryan did not switch from the Rey and Andrade that Jason could have avoided Barbara Ryan getting the shout out pick. He was the only one to pick Rey and Andrade. He didn't last minute change when he thought Carlito was going to give the swerve. I thought that was very good. And a big shout out. He got both ladder matches. Guest pickers, man, they rocked it. I'm just glad they aren't part of any of our bets because we would all be poor.
So who won?
I will say that
between the four of us.
So I'll go lowest points to the highest.
Or you could just say who won.
No, I like lowest to the highest. Jason, out of a possible 14 points. Oh, is that why you want me to go? Okay. Out of a possible 14 points, Jason, you got 5. But you did get the Kevin shout out for Sami Zayn. Maybe the confidence points might need to come back next year. No confidence points. Okay.
The confidence points. I hated it so bad. No, we're not doing that.
Joe ended up with 9. Brian ended up with 9. And I would like to wear this for the rest of the show.
Oh, there it is.
I did end up with 11 points. And might I add, I've never won a WrestleMania pick'ems in my life.
He's wearing a king's crown for those listening.
And Jerry,
Kevin is the winner.
Call me Jerry.
Wow.
But no, some of them were, I figured, hey, these people are going to win just like you guys. And we got swerved, which that's the beautiful thing with WrestleMania because, you know what I mean? If we were all going to be able to predict every single thing 100%, wouldn't be fun. So I'm glad there's some swerves.
Kevin, I just literally sent you your $30.
Thank you.
Oh, Kevin, I got beef with you.
Uh-oh.
Beef.
Why?
You fucker.
Thanks for distracting him from me not paying him yet.
You got me on April Fools, man. I was
I told him that.
Yep. I was so happy for you. Yep. Seriously. Like, I was like, this is great. Kevin, Laura going back to Michigan. This is amazing. Yep. You fucker. You fucker.
One of the first things I told him when I saw him in Fort Wayne, I was like, man, that was really well done. It's like, you got me so bad.
It was so like, I for everyone listening, I was like, yeah, hey guys, I wasn't on the pod the previous Thursday because we were on vacation and it was perfect opportunity because I always mess with somebody. Usually it's family member. And it's like, I'm going to mess with the guys. Jason's moving to Pittsburgh. Got some moving situations internally with his family. I was like, I'm going to mess with the guys. And I was like, okay. They took the bait pretty quick. And I was like, usually I would let it go a little bit, but I was like, oh, I can't let it go because I could see the excitement in your guys' replies. I was like, April Fools.
You got it.
But we'll see. Maybe in the future. Maybe in the future that Michigan Alliance will come back. We'll see.
We can only wait. So give us the overall of 2024 pick standings. You said the guest pickers are still killing it. So what's the gap look like, I guess?
They are. So Jason overall with Rumble, Chamber, and both Mania nights, Jason's sitting at 8 points. Brian, you're at 14.
Wait, 8?
Just 8. 2 shy of 10.
Wow. You had 5 at Mania. He had 3 points for any of the other shows?
So it's tricky. So Rumble was only 4 matches.
Yeah.
And Elimination Chamber was only 4 matches.
Okay. All right. I guess you're right. Yeah.
So Jason's at 8, Brian 14, Joe 16, myself 18, and guest pickers 21.
21. Yeah. Jesus. It's Jason, thank God we didn't start a rule of so whoever's the lowest of the picks gets kicked off the show, and then the guest picker with the villain or something. We didn't set any rules. We didn't know what we're doing. We're gonna do picks.
Know what we're doing.
We're doing picks.
That means we're gonna have our kids. Side note, just for Mania 2 nights, Brett had 10. So one more than Brian and Joe. But I was saying one that he was really confident on. He thought Randy was going to win that 3-way.
I have come to a revelation about one Logan Paul.
Please share.
He is WWE's Kenny Omega.
In what way?
Every way.
But Logan doesn't get hurt.
Not that way, but
Okay.
Kevin,
He does no wrong.
exactly.
Nothing. Like,
I don't know who was in the prime suit. Rapper slap solo.
Oh, I show speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I rewatched that, and
that was a dog catcher.
I'm
because
old.
Randy, when he was barking,
I'm old.
So
Yeah.
funny. That front kick sent the prime bottle.
The cap flew off.
it was so
Some
good.
things you can't script.
All right,
It's
we've
amazing.
talked enough about WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about. Well, hold on before we do that, because WrestleMania is such a week, and we haven't talked about things like Hall of Fame, Slammies, NXT Stand and Deliver. So, did anybody have any time since everything's gone down to catch anything else wrestling related from the week? And Jason, I know you did. I want to hear about this.
I watched Paul Heyman's Hall of Fame speech. It was really good. And that's all I've watched from the Hall of Fame. I've been watching that show on Roku TV that was filmed last year at WrestleMania about the tryouts. It's not quite tough enough. It's not quite NXT, the talent show. This is the first real exposure of the NIL athletes at WWE. And these are all major college athletes. And I'm only two episodes in. It's pretty amazing. This one douchebag who I think I saw backstage in something on NXT this week, he's a douche. And he thinks he's the greatest ever. And you have Shawn Michaels saying, yeah, this guy's kind of like a douche. He thinks he's the greatest ever, but you're looking at that. And he started laughing, which was great. It's Shawn Michaels,
He can get away with that.
Yeah. So it's, if Roku TV or the Roku channel, the WWE show there is great.
So is it? So do they have like a competition aspect of it? Of like people get eliminated? It's just we're just filming how these trainees are doing.
Yeah. So they did the physical stuff, and then they did promos, and then they it's a 3-day tryout. So incremental, and then of course you're always being evaluated is the thing, and I learned that from wrestling. You're always being evaluated. Whatever, if you're doing nothing, you're being evaluated from that type of thing. So that's what this is. And
cool.
There was a woman. She goes to Ohio State. She was a swimmer, and 19 years old. She has family in Ukraine, and with everything going on in Ukraine, she wanted to raise awareness and raise money. She did 24 hours on a Stairmaster.
Oh God!
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah. So they showed a little bit of that footage. And there's a couple guys from Duke's wrestling team, which the Duke, one of the Duke guys, and the other Duke guy is he's kind of quiet. And they show the douchebag, and he's like, John is this isn't his avenue. I don't know why he's here. I'm here. I'm the man. And then they show the guy's promo. Fucking killed. It was so good.
It is good.
The Quiet Guys promo?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fun.
Back to the douchebag and goes, well, I didn't see it coming.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Try to watch it if you can. I don't know. Like, I have Roku TV, so that channel's there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find that.
Well, Brian's got that stick that gets like 9 million.
I do.
Channels.
I don't know if I have it. I've never seen it on my million channels.
Yeah. So
interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
Those Duke guys, man. Always remember though, Christian Leitner's a bitch. Never forget. Never forget, motherfucker. That too. We will get to that. Kevin, anything else that you caught that's worth sharing?
I still need to watch NXT. I was hoping one of you guys did to tell me that it's worth to truly sit down and watch.
I've started, but I haven't got enough.
There is a guy I work with. He's 20, loves wrestling, and he told me Stand and Deliver, and he doesn't normally watch NXT. He like Stand and Deliver was so good.
So it delivered.
It stood and delivered, indeed.
Okay. Well, yeah, I got to get to that and some of those other things I mentioned. The only two things I wanted to mention was really enjoyed on Friday and Monday. Pat McAfee did a show from the World, the big fan fest, and that was just fun. he having all the different wrestlers come on. Triple H came on Monday. Cena and Cody came on. It's fun seeing those guys in that element with the live crowd behind them. So those are really cool. The other thing I saw, thanks to that Fire Stick Super Generation Nintendo that I have, GCW Josh Barnett Bloodsport on Friday.
Okay.
And this got this, I think this was the 8th one they've done. I've always like heard about it. And Josh Barnett, MMA fighter in the past, name I've heard of, but also did some pro wrestling. But this got a little buzz because for the first time, like Shayna Baszler, a WWE talent, was going to be on the show. And I caught it. And right when I tuned in, Charlie Dempsey, William Regal's kid, was on there and had a match. And best I can describe it is the only instance I've ever seen of like wrestling and MMA coming together and actually like being an enjoyable thing.
It's a worked shoot.
Yeah, it's a work shoot. There's no ropes, so that's very weird to begin with. There's not a cage. It's just a flat ring with no posts and no ropes. And the first match I saw was Lady Frost, who I recognized from TNA and I think AEW ROH, and she fought some girl with like a gajillion tattoos I'd never seen before.
Lady Frost is from Pittsburgh.
Oh, I did not know. Okay. She lost, but we still love her. But yeah, and it was like a 3 or 4 minute match. You know, it's very quick. It's a lot of submissions. But yeah, it just for that setting and whatever small little Philadelphia venue it was, the crowd was into it. It comes across as like the most legit, like you said, Jake, work shoot there is. So very cool. And yeah, having Shane on there, I think Shayna defeated Masha Slamovich, I believe.
Yeah. He's badass too.
Yeah. So just a very cool thing about the WrestleMania is so much stuff. So that's a cool thing I caught.
Moxley's been a part of these in the past. I wouldn't be surprised if Ziggler, Nemeth gets into this.
Yeah.
These guys that have the legit college wrestling credentials and the grappling. So the next one's happening in Japan, and they got Rampage Jackson to be a part of it.
Oh, how cool is that? Bring out the chain. Let's go, Rampage.
Ow!
You gonna fight Fedor or Crow Cop?
What's Chuck Liddell up to?
All right. So that's putting a cap on WrestleMania, but this one's a little more bigger picture. I just wanted to acknowledge Roman Reigns, guys. 1,316 day reign. It's absolutely unheard of in the modern era, like we've always talked about. So, how do you view now that it's done? Big picture thinking. How do you view this reign, Kev?
I will say this. I don't have any Roman gear. I don't have any bloodline, anything affiliated gear. And I feel like I've always wanted something, and I don't know why I haven't. I feel like I need to, because I need to acknowledge, appreciate his reign. It truly is once in our lifetime. Like they no one's going to beat that in maybe down the road, but you need a once in a lifetime generational talent. I love Cody. Do I see him beating it? No.
No one will ever.
Nobody. That was amazing. And now I want to see him chase it back. Something like I look forward to see him coming back. I think it was I wasn't there to see Backlund get his. I wasn't there to see Bruno get his.
How'd you miss that shit? Yeah.
Hulk was there when we were younger, but I was so young. I couldn't appreciate it. This was a streak that I could actually appreciate. So I rank it as, in my eyes, best streak of all time.
Jay, I'm sure you can pontificate some wax poetic.
I was thinking about it this week. The Bloodline merchandise is going to be the next NWO for casuals, for fast. I was thinking about I have a lot of it over the years. From the whatever, who's your daddy, the daddy line.
Yeah.
Your daddy, to Usos to some of the newer stuff, levels above the hoodie I had on the other night. Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Not sure what that alien
It's like a
blip was.
bubble.
This Roman.
That's Joe confirming his final
Okay.
boss Funko just got through. That's great.
Oh no, I think it was Jay's order for the rest of the bloodline gear that it went through. The confirmation done.
There it is.
So I just think that, moving forward, they're going to go away, which is good. Obviously, I think that we will get some form of the bloodline returning at SummerSlam to help Cody from The Rock. My prediction right now.
Okay. Yeah, it's been awesome. I mean, we did another thing just that has happened recently that we didn't talk about is the Roman A&E doc.
Yeah.
Which is really good. And just seeing all of his entire career. And I'll share with you this. Of course, they shared the Suffer and Succotash promo.
Oh, I haven't watched this yet. So,
okay.
Good.
Not a big spoiler, but they show it and talk about it. My wife, who was 2/3 of the way invested watching it with me, went, that was funny. That was I was like, oh God, if you only knew how much we hated that.
Absolutely.
So yeah, if anything.
Jay, you got to watch it. It was very cool.
I'm planning on it. It's on my list. I just, life.
Yeah. Oh God, there's so much. Man.
I've only watched one of each so far. I watched Randy Orton's doc.
Yep.
Watched Triple H versus The Rock Rivals.
Yeah.
Those are the only ones I've watched.
About the same with me.
Sunday, a 2-hour premiere of Hidden Treasures. I'm so pumped. That's my favorite.
That's coming back. Yeah.
So I'm pumped for that.
Yeah.
The Roman thing is, it'll never happen again. So, but a lot of people were not happy with it. Oh, he doesn't wrestle enough. He wasn't here every week. Shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up, Joe.
I mean, I started feeling that way near the end. I think, I think maybe probably post Mania 39, where then it became completely clear of he's not losing until next WrestleMania. Like shit. But the work that he did, I mean, that the moment of him right after he came back, revealing that Paul Heyman was with him, and it was just like, holy shit, let's go. And the way he's done that Tribal Chief character, remember how he did the Hell in the Cell with Jay, and he like cried when like I think Jimmy was trying to convince him to like let go of him and everything.
Him talking
it was another level.
Him talking during the matches.
A lot of talking, yes. Yeah, which was really cool. That was needed during the no crowds.
But
so
it went to another level
awesome.
when his theme changed as well.
The theme is a big part of it.
That I think that put him to that quote unquote God mode.
Yeah.
Because when you just had the Shield theme, like it just didn't have the same oomph as his slow down, like the at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I didn't like the theme at first. I hated it.
Okay.
I hated it.
But I liked it. I love it now, but I remember first time I heard it, I was like, okay.
You put that on when you're like walking outside around the block or at the gym. You're thinking about putting up those ones when everyone's around you. Like, what the hell is this guy doing?
How many times have you done that, Kev?
A few in the parking lot at work.
Yeah. That's how it goes, man. Wrestling is
But then again, back in the day when it was what was Sean Spears' name in
Ty Dillinger.
Yeah, I'd sometimes be like this in the parking lot, like high five in the air. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh,
that's amazing.
Man. Oh man.
Well, so yeah, it's been a hell of a run, and yeah, maybe it's he posted on X on Twitter, like him on the treadmill. What was it? Something like day 1 I mourned, day 2 here I am, or something like that.
Today's day.
Yeah. So that's good. That's good. It's going to be amazing when he comes back. Let's talk quickly about Raw after Mania. It's just some of the highlights. and we can talk about again kind of what you like and not like. We had a cool surprise Cody tribute video. Guys, you're not going to believe this. Cody cried. He does that quite a bit. Rock comes out to say goodbye. He hands Cody something. He says, "Don't break my heart again." We don't know what he handed him. Cody looked kind of upset about that. We've got a condom.
What'd you say?
Don't break this again.
Rubbers.
You'll end up with another Liberty.
Rubbers.
We had two NXT surprises. Dragunov and Roxanne Perez showed up. We had Cena as a surprise with Miz and R-Truth. We had a setup for Sami Zayn and Chad Gable next week in Montreal. That'll be fun. Cool.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to that. And Jey Uso wins the number 1 contender match in part thanks to CM Punk interfering with Drew McIntyre. Didn't see a brace on Punk, so I don't know. Maybe we're getting close to that too. So, guys, I know Jay, and you were there last year's Raw After Mania. Largely panned as a bad show. How did you feel about how Mondays was?
1 second.
Oh no!
It wasn't After Mania. It was average.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks for clarifying.
That's all I got.
Okay. Kev?
I like the setup with the small entrance again. And I read a report today that might be the new standard going forward per Triple H, because with their 19 in a row sellouts, they want to maximize the most seats in these venues. So I love the small, especially when you get an attraction like Jade coming out. It looks so cool. The call-ups, when you just have Dragunov and Perez, when they're the champions of NXT, they're not necessarily call-ups. They're kind of just a one-timer, but then Dragunov says he's going to enter the draft. Like it felt like Braun Breaker on SmackDown because he still was part of NXT, like that type of thing. Like it didn't feel like an extreme excitement of Trick Williams, boom, and have Adam Pearce sign him or something, like nothing like that. That was kind of a letdown. And with R-Truth mentioning the innuendos about Cena and then actually it being Cena, we just saw Cena the night before. So it wasn't like it was.
Oh, wait, you're not
completely
about nostalgia, Kevin? You're not happy about the old timers coming back to help?
Right.
You don't want that? Is that what you're saying, Kevin?
Well, I guess he did lose against Roman during his thing, so I guess he had the right to come back.
That's fair. That's fair.
I just wish it was something a little bit better than what it was. The show was good. I thought it was a above average Raw, just not to the level of what we come to expect. That's why I think SmackDown on Friday might be the better show of the big ones after Mania. So maybe they'll kind of bring people up then, but then who would they bring up? We don't know.
Well, to piggyback off that, Kevin, the Wolf Dogs lost the NXT tag titles on Tuesday. Braun's probably going to be up there as a regular now.
Official, yeah.
I'm not Corbin took the pin, so I wonder if he's going to stick around in NXT or maybe he'll get drafted again and figure out what to do with him. But again, as good as Corbin is, really no place for him on the main roster. So, and I think he lives in Orlando, so I think he is that
good spot for him.
Commute, or they do those Florida loops on the weekends. The small town. So, Roxanne Perez, she beat Natalya on Tuesday, really good match, and I can't believe I said that about Natty, and 100% serious. Nice build.
Roxanne Perez beats Natalya in a great match.
Exactly. So yeah, with the draft, never know what's going to happen. I am pumped for it, and I'm curious what creative is going to have for our show come draft weekend. So
yeah. Old Mel, I think he got word about the draft, and he's been texting me. I haven't texted him back, But he made his debut in the show last year. We'll have to see Mel Kipper, our TWP draft expert, will return for this year's coming draft.
Oh, I took it as more of the GM of TWP is not going to draft Joe going forward for Jason's hope.
Brutal.
We have a lot of good prospects. We got Matt Young. We got Greg Crawford, we got Barbara Ryan.
Yeah, Greg. Did you say Greg?
He's the fourth best teacher on the history of this program. So,
man, he's not here to defend himself. Joe, remember that come TWP Christmas, okay? Gotcha. I liked the show. I didn't love it, but here's the thing, guys. I tried to articulate this over text. I didn't need to love it. I was on a euphoric high with how much I liked Mania 2 that I was just like, whatever. Do whatever. Mania 2 was so good. The night 2, I was like, do whatever you want, guys. And it was good. It was fine enough. I think those are great valid points about the NXT call-ups. That like, well, they're still the champ, and it's not like a clean break, so that's a little. Well,
Kevin Owens was the NXT
champ.
He answered John Cena's open challenge.
Yeah, that's true. There's some precedents. So yeah, so I wasn't feeling it but I'm telling you guys, I love Night 2 of Mania, so I didn't need it to be anything so spectacular. But one thing that we didn't address, that they didn't address on Monday, and maybe it'll come to light on Friday with SmackDown, is with appearing Roman's going away. Rock said it, he's going away. Who's the first challenger? Who do you want to see take a shot at Cody first?
Finn Balor.
Oh,
that's a great one. Damn.
Little Judgment Day title unification angle thing.
Okay. Not even that. Let him just run everything.
Well, not unifying the titles. I didn't say that right. I meant like they both have the titles. Yeah.
Tom and JD win one of the tag belts. Look, the bloodline's gone. Let the Judgment Day just rip everyone a new asshole and just beat them all. Mm-hmm. I think that it would be amazing to see, but obviously Cody's not losing that title anytime soon.
You wouldn't think.
Yeah.
But still, yeah, that's the good choice. How about you, Kev?
Yeah. I was gonna say Kevin Owens.
Oh, you took mine. Come on. No, damn it.
Well, no, it was in my mind, and I was like, and when he said Finn, I think Finn makes more sense just because of what Jay said. And anyone, Finn, you put Kevin, Sammy has a belt, so you don't necessarily need him. Put every single person that came out at the end of that match, and you could easily have an amazing match with Cody. And I'm like, okay, you have a program. You're going for number one contender. Sammy, you're busy. We chat, and Kevin's the only one that came to my mind. I don't want to blow the load on Randy yet. Well, that kind of went bad. But Randy could be
I probably wouldn't have laughed if you didn't acknowledge what you had just said. Go, yeah, that went bad.
Caught myself.
Hey, Jay, is there room on that soundboard?
Well, put it this way, Brian. Without Finn, do you have a second guess?
No, I don't. I have Kevin Owens, but I'll tell you. I'll tell you why.
Tell me why. Why?
Yeah, I'll tell you why. Because shout out to Ivar, who, by the way, he was at NXT and knocking what's his face?
Bevy on his ass.
Bevy. Here's some meat for you. All right, my reasoning, Kev. If you remember back, I think early winter, when Cody brought Jey Uso to Raw, and he did that, and it was a contract thing that SmackDown was like, well, we need something in return since Jey Uso went to Raw. That somebody in return was Kevin Owens. So Kevin Owens can go, here I was on Raw, hanging with Sammy. We had a good tag team run for a while. You made me move to SmackDown. And he hasn't, I can win the US title. He's there, but he hasn't got to be where he was on Raw. And that's his motivation for saying, F you, Sammy, or I'm sorry, F you, Cody, for what you did to me 6 months ago.
Speaking of Kevin Owens, his son, Owen, who is 16 now, 6'4", 280.
I've seen one picture. Have you seen a picture? Did you see a picture? Yeah, I saw one too, and yeah, I'm like, what the?
Do you remember the video when he premiered against John Cena? And he was like, I don't know,
dude.
8 years old. He's going against John Cena. Like,
yeah, Kevin said he doesn't know if he's gonna want to be a wrestler, but good genes.
either that or he's
Better
going to be an
genes.
offensive lineman for the Green Bay Packers or something at 18.
USFL.
Like, dude's massive.
Rock's
And the
feeling
photo,
the motto
maybe
with
it was
Kevin
maybe it was
Owens.
the way the photo was taken as well, because he looked massive. But going back to Raw just 1 second. I have to ask Jay if he was irritated during the Cody video when they did the little clip of Liberty. Do you wish the video was taken hot dog versus hamburger?
I forgot about that.
I thought about that immediately when I saw it, and they showed it twice. And I was like, oh, Jay's probably pissed. Jay's probably pissed.
Liberty's
a cute little kid. It looks just like Cody.
I have production things I believe in. Unless you are an Instagram reel or an Instagram story, you got to shoot hot dog.
Yep.
Hot dog, not hamburger.
I'm presuming Brandy shot the video.
Yeah.
And she clearly needs to finish her story and do it the right way next time.
I got to fight Becky and Seth's kid.
Yeah, let's have it. All right, let's move on. Oh man, I don't know if we want to move on to Dynamite.
Doo-doo.
Holy shit, guys! All right, so this came out like in the moments after night one of Mania. That it was like the Young Bucks will release the All In Backstage footage. Okay, so everybody knows we talked about it, 1 or 2 weeks ago now, of me and Joe's show about the CM Punk interview with Ariel. Got everyone talking. We is it going to be a bait and switch? What are we going to be seeing here? Because why would they do this? It doesn't seem like it makes sense. Well, the Bucks, they tied the footage as the reason why they lost to FTR at All In. It was due to distraction. We were EVPs, and there's this fight, and you can see the footage of it. There's no audio on the footage. It's just a video, and we see CM Punk approach Jack Perry, about a minute long. They talk for a bit. Punk shoves or punches Jack Perry, I guess you could say, and ends up putting a little choke thing on. It's quickly broken up. You can see Punk turning in the direction of Tony Khan, kind of off to the side. But again, you can't hear anything. But this was really, the consensus was, that's how Punk described what happened on Ariel's show. So I think everybody's head was, well, this video is going to show he's a liar. And it doesn't seem like that was the case. Jay, I mean, what your reaction? Is there anything positive out of this?
So the overreaction of Tony Khan fearing for my life. If Punk would have knocked one of those monitors at him or whatever, okay.
Yeah.
A guy pointing and yelling, I would have been startled, not fearing for my life. Okay, so that's that. As far as them using it, I don't love it. However, how they're using it, I love it. The fact that they're saying that they couldn't pray and stretch because that was happening, FTR was behind all of it, I absolutely love it. Now, I really hope that Jack Perry comes back to TV. Now, as we're recording this on Thursday, if you're listening to this on Friday, tonight, New Japan has a show in Chicago. Jack Perry's on the card.
That'll be a fun scene.
I would love for the Young Bucks to show up in support of Perry because Nick was wearing the Scapegoat t-shirt, sold out online today after this. So, look, when they were throwing it, they were getting ready to say, coming up, it's the Young Bucks. I thought, oh no, it is going to be a bait and switch because they never said Punk Perry.
No, they didn't. Yep.
The FTR Bucks video from backstage because the Bucks refused to shake FTR's hand at All In.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh no. And then obviously they showed it. And like I said, how they're using it, cool. Why? Whatever. But I enjoyed the countdown to the Young Bucks, which was the throwback to the Cody clock.
Yeah, I thought that too. Like, oh, the Cody clock.
It didn't match because I think it was Excalibur was like, well, I don't know what that's all about. These guys can go all night because it was
That's a good line. Yeah.
So, which was amazing. Penta and that blue was great. But we'll get into more Dynamite. But Kev, what did you think of the clip, how it was used, etc.?
So when you guys were texting, I was still working and I was like, okay, I'm not going to watch Dynamite from the beginning live. I found it immediately online. I don't know, maybe it was because I didn't watch the entire lead up to it. I just thought it was exactly to what Brian said. It was everything we heard him say on Ariel. And then I found a video the next day of it was a side by side of the shot backstage with Punk describing.
Yeah.
And it was like 1-to-1. Part of me at the beginning, I'm like, you see Samoa Joe in the corner, and the only reason I could see a Samoa Joe has that very realistic belly in the shorts, and there's just a lot of people like hanging around at the beginning, and it's like I knew it wasn't fake, but at the beginning I'm like, there's just a lot of people just hanging, and then
the best part for me, was Chris Hero.
Oh, I know, poor Chris Hero.
He's like you could tell in his face, like, what are we doing here? I didn't interrupt you then.
I just thought,
and Hook like didn't do anything either, which is like he lived his gimmick. Like
he puts his hand on someone, he's going to get suspended too. That's what happened in Brawl Out.
I guess, yeah. He's just watching, like, okay, that's what he does.
It was just, I still don't understand it. I'd say you're way more optimistic, Jay, like on you liking it. Like, are they going to tease something else that they have footage on in future weeks? Or do you think it's just like a one and done?
Dynasty's next weekend. I think they may do. No, I think that they capitalized on a guy that is hotter than ever without saying his name, without showing his face. Now, earlier, before we started recording, I watched the Punk Joe match, trying to see if there's anything facial wise, or, Paul Turner was the ref. Paul Turner was the one that helped break that up. And there was a scene where Punk was, taking his gear off and turning the belt. And they're talking about something. I can't read lips, but it was. I also now want to go back and watch Bucks and FTR just to see if there's anything there. I'm of course overanalyzing, but that match was, anytime those two teams get together, it's a lot of fun. So
yeah. I also will give them the props for at least having a story behind it with the whole FTR angle and everything that went along with it. Because I'm just in the lead up, like, what is there possibly to gain other than like, oh, is CM Punk a liar if something that was shown doesn't match up with what he shared with Ariel? But I'm like, what? It doesn't matter. He's not with AEW. So I was really scratching my head. So I give them that prop that they took what was, it's going to be what, Young Bucks, FTR, I think 4. I think it's their 4th match, and which just came together because of a tournament, right? Sting and Darby get up the belts.
Right.
Oh, hey, we've missed you. We have missed you.
Wow, but now I'm back. And talk about the genius that is Tony Khan to realize what he has and allow WWE to program the whole show this week. A Samoan against a Rhodes for a title. This FTR Bucks.
Oh my God, yeah.
He's so smart. He's the best, that Tony Khan.
Coney, let me ask you a question, Coney. Would you have feared for your life?
Fuck no. I'm the goddamn I just throw a beer on that guy and he'll melt.
Oh, actually, he would because he doesn't like alcohol.
No shit, dummy. That's why I said it.
Oh, damn. I'm going to take my question back.
Yeah.
Coney ain't no bitch ass motherfucker. Come on now.
Yeah, I can't believe that
Who are you
you
dealing
said
with?
that. And that dope Jason kept it for posterity.
As a moment of weakness. Sorry, my man. I apologize.
You got anything else for me?
I feel like I do. What was I gonna say? It's drawing a blank now. Damn it! If I think of it, I'll hit the Coney line and get you.
Text me.
Yeah, text. I will text you, man. Yeah.
It's been a while, but I gotta go. Bye.
Welcome back, Coney.
Well,
welcome.
It's been a while since.
Oh, I know what it was. And Coney, I'm gonna text him right now to get him back on. But I couldn't believe in Dustin Rhodes' promo before fighting Samoa Joe, he said he was going to complete the tail. I mean, come on, what are we doing here, AEW? Complete the tail after Cody finished the. Come on, what? Let's go. What are we doing here? You guys saw that, right?
Have you ever heard of copyright, intellectual property?
I have.
The other three words are owned by the other company.
Yeah.
Look, man.
It was something.
Osprey. You see that promo?
Did. What do you think of that? You shooting?
Shooting.
He was grinding.
He was grinding. Oh my.
Grinding on the boss's daughter. Yeah.
Boom. Boom.
All right. You idiots got anything else for me?
No.
Where's
that Joe? Where's that dope Joe? Where's he at?
Who knows? Well, no, the sources were saying online final boss Funko Pop purchasing. It's just
From
it's not going well.
Toys. Come the fuck on. Grow up. Grow up.
We all have got our things, Cody. Cody Ton, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta go. Bye.
Thank you, Cody. Man, I have missed that guy. It's been a minute, man.
Osprey was wild. My jaw dropped a little bit.
It's a good line.
It is.
Renee was like, good line.
I watched Renee too because obviously she's got the relationship with both. But yeah, here's my thing though. It's just everything Ariel and CM Punk. That was an interview. Interview with the media, not on WWE TV. Everything. So reason. What's the name? Osprey said that is because Triple H in an interview with Pat McAfee, and I apologize. I meant to look back and see like what the line of questioning was, but Triple H, without naming Will Ospreay,
it was about missing out on big free agents. Is what?
Okay. So that's certainly alluding to Will Ospreay and Mercedes and Okada. So, and he said a line of, like if you're not gonna embrace the grind, then I guess I don't want you after all, because that's what this is. And that what caused Will Ospreay to say what he had to say. Again, whether it was saying in direction to him, he didn't say his name, and it wasn't on WWE TV. So I don't know why AEW is putting this on their programming. They got 2 hours on Wednesday, and they're using it to do their return digs on WWE stuff that's not on WWE TV. It feels unnecessary.
So there was a guy on Twitter. Brian, I don't know if you're following MMA Twitter like I do, but Jedi Goodman, name ring a bell?
It does, yes. Mm-hmm. Is he with Ariel? No. He's always posting Ariel clips, I feel like.
Right. So this guy, I actually blocked the guy because I thought it was the most ridiculous thing ever. Said that with no Tony Khan, Sunday doesn't happen. Cody doesn't win the belt. And that AEW deserves credit for that. Fuck off. I get what he's saying, but shut up.
It's just not the time.
So
not
dumb.
the time.
And don't remember. Just the stupidness of that tweet has made me.
Yeah. Well, it happens, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, guys. It popped a little bit of a rating, so I'm sure they're happy with that. But I mean, I see a lot of people trending on Twitter. Barbara Ryan was furious. He's texting me last night. Trending on Twitter, CM Punk, WCW 2000. Fans in the arena chanting CM Punk when the Young Bucks came out a little bit later on. I can't imagine that's the result they wanted. Now, again, with Jack Perry, maybe there's something more to build, but boy, that I don't know what they were thinking with this.
Is someone who rarely ever watches AEW live, 7:59. I was watching the end of Big Bang Theory leading into. It got me to watch.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
But you got worked.
Everybody got worked.
Everyone got worked.
So yeah, we did 2 X Twitter polls. The first one was before it aired. I said, do you think it's a good move to show the All In Backstage footage? It was 80% no, 20% yes. Then one afterwards saying, now that you've seen the video, do you think it was a good move to show the All In Backstage footage? It was 66.7% no, 33.3% yes. So again, at the very least, it's 2 out of 3 people who watched that went, I don't know why they were doing that. So I don't know. There's the phrase, listen to Busted Open, like jump the shark and, finger poke of doom. I don't know. Does anybody feel like this could meet that level for AEW?
No.
Okay.
Different times.
I feel like WWE has done
something that made sense of it.
With the FTR bit, the angle, yes, and that's what I said. That's what I said too. I said at least it wasn't just them coming on and say CM Punk's a bad guy. Watch this. All right, coming up next, we've got Dustin going to complete the tale or whatever he set up this promo. So yeah, I give them credit for that at the very least. All right, we're almost ready to wrap things up, but a couple of things are happening, wrestling related for both of us. Jason, why don't you talk about something very cool coming up for you in a couple of days?
Yeah, on Monday, I'm going to be on Women's Wrestling Talk podcast. It's a live stream. Let me pull up their socials just so I want to get this right.
Yeah.
Women's Wrestling Talk. It is WW Talk Pod on X and IG. And they stream live on Twitch and YouTube and Facebook. And I'll be on Monday with Gerard Bannon is his name. So check it out. They're a big YouTube following, big social media following. And we'll be talking about the news of the weekend. And of course, that'll be 2 hours before Monday Night Raw. So I'm sure we'll get into a little bit of a preview there. So Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific on YouTube and Twitch and Facebook. And yeah, Women's Wrestling Talk podcast.
All right, man. That's exciting. Yeah, a little preview to get you ready for Monday Night Raw, and maybe you'll be talking about Collision and possibly SmackDown. And
yeah, it'll be
she'll be posting that socials on our socials to make sure people can tune in. So very cool. Cheers to you, my friend, for that.
Thanks.
And myself, along with friend of the show, Barbara Ryan, we will be at SmackDown later on Friday night at Little Caesars Arena. I kind of hope you're wrong though, Jay. I do hope Roman shows up and says, I'm coming for you right now, but I don't think that's going to happen either. But I am excited. I'm excited to see what happens. We know we've got Cody in the house and Bailey. Randy Orton's been advertised apparently. So, but otherwise, maybe there'll be some more NXT surprises. We'll have to see. But want to make sure because I'm going with Matt Young, who was on our WrestleMania Night 2 post-show pod, and 2 of his buddies as well. Good guys. Met them at the Royal Rumble party that Matt had. So we'll be there. We're kind of like mid first level
Wearing
But
your podcast t-shirt?
I don't know if I will, but Barbara Ryan will. And that's what I wanted to make sure people know, because Barbara Ryan, see, he makes that barber money. That ain't no joke.
Closer than I get at shows.
Yeah.
It's hard to do.
He
front row grind.
First row. Let's call it what it is. He's a first row slut. Okay. Love a guy. But it's a good thing.
Some FRS.
FRS front. Yes. You can brand that. I like that.
I think you would prefer front row Ryan over front row slut. Come on.
If the shoe fits.
PG.
If the scissor cuts, is that a?
Yeah.
Where's his seat exactly, Bri?
He's on the steps.
He's like right. Is legit front row and kind of like kitty corner to stepping into the ring. So
that's
in theory, when the wrestlers are coming in, and if they're doing the camera shot from the ground, he'll be there. He said he's wearing the That Wrestling Podcast shirt. So hopefully, you guys watching at home can maybe take some screenshots and send it back to him and to us and put that on our socials.
On social today, our friend Simon in Australia wore.
Oh, how cool!
He wore South Sydney Rabbitohs rugby game, and I believe he said there was over 100,000 people in that stadium.
Wow! Oh my God! Wow!
So Simon, what's up, man?
How cool is that? Yeah.
What a maneuver is getting traffic it's never seen before.
Yeah, and you can pick up your That Wrestling Podcast shirt, hoodie, tank top, onesie, long sleeve tee, whatamaneuver.net. Just search for That Wrestling Podcast.
That's right. All right, that'll do it for this week. WrestleMania and all things WrestleMania things are in the books. And we move ahead here as the world wrestling never stops, right? YouTube.com/That Wrestling Podcast and at That WrestlePod for the social media. I'll be trying to put some cool videos up from SmackDown as well, so make sure you check out both the socials and the YouTube for that. For Jason, for Kevin, I'm Brian, and as always, enjoy wrestling.
Thanks for watching That Wrestling Podcast on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And for more That Wrestling Podcast content, follow at That WrestlePod on social media.